All right, hi, this is Charles Francis Horning, staff educator here at Lord's Legacy Life Ministries. If you're watching this video, that's because you are partaking in new hire orientation and staff training. First off, we just like to start everything by saying we're so glad to have you. Training days, orientation, these are days that we look forward to. We're always excited to have new staff who are coming in and able to help us add value to the ministry, and hopefully we can add some value as well to your life and see you succeed in your role here at Lord's Legacy Life Ministries. So with that said, again, thank you so much for being here. We're glad to have you, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the new staff orientation. All right, like I said, welcome to Lord's Legacy. Next page here, we're going to go through today's agenda. On this picture, you see one of our participants, Mr. Dwayne Cassidy, with our founder and CEO, Janine Mater. We're going to go through our story here. We're going to go our mission, vision, and values, okay? And we're also going to go through the services that we provide, and we're going to meet the team. If you were live in person, we'd take a break, but then we go through the handbook. So again, since this is a video, that's a little bit different than what we would do otherwise. So obviously, we're not going to take a lunch exactly either. We'll go through the documentation and the handbook. That just handbook and then signing. After you watch this video, you'll read the handbook and then you'll sign all the documentation that corresponds along with the handbook. If you haven't already, at some point, you'll get a chance to tour the facility here at 101 NSA Drive, or soon, we'll see. Anyways, here at Lord's Legacy Life Ministries at our ADT Center and our offices, you'll get to tour the area here. So a nice verse to go along with everything, 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God. Of course, Lord's Legacy Life Ministries is a Christian ministry. We're here to be Christ-centered and person-centered. The first commandment that Jesus gave us to follow is to love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. Everything we do at Lord's Legacy flows from that. And then out of that flows the second. That would be that person-centered. So Christ-centered, then person-centered, loving our neighbor as ourselves. So, all right. So moving along here, our story. So in 1996, John and Janine Mater opened their hearts and home to a wonderful young lady that was left abandoned and homeless after a life-altering car accident. She was immediately loved and soon became an addition to their family when Janine and John legally adopted her. After years of trying to find the best types of support in the community, Janine discovered that the appropriate supports and services that her daughter needed were not readily available as they should be. Because of her conviction that every person deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential, she was determined to make a difference. So that's kind of how the story of Lord's Legacy began when Janine and John met this young lady. So in 2007, because of that conviction that everybody deserves an opportunity to reach their full potential, Janine founded Lord's Legacy Life Ministries and began offering residential supports, community living supports, and day training supports to those in need. And we'll go through all the details of those different various forms of service that we provide in just a few moments. So here's a picture of John and Janine and the person we're talking about, Don Cooper. Don Cooper was the person that Janine and John adopted back there, like we said, in 1996. Dawn had been left abandoned and homeless after a life-altering car accident. She had to have surgery and a partial lobectomy, her frontal lobe removed. So there's a brain injury involved as well as some other diagnoses. But Dawn is our first participant ever here at Lord's Legacy Life Ministries. If you meet her, she might tell you one day that she's the reason Lord's Legacy Life Ministries is here. And that's exactly true. So it's really awesome to have her still here and us being able to continue providing care for her and others like her for years and years to come. So we've grown a lot since then. We started with our residential department opening our first home in 2007. Shortly after that, we launched the community supports department. Then we moved to open the day training center. We moved to Brannon Crossing in October of 2009. We had 3 suites to begin with there. And in the summer of 2014, we began construction and expansion of our offices and the ADT, the Adult Day Training Center. We more than doubled our square footage at that time. We now have a total of 8 suites there, or we did have a total of 8 suites there in Brandon Crossing, including the ADT. But of course, we've just purchased a new building here in Nicholasville, and we've just recently moved in. So as of the recording of this video, it is October the 7th, 2021. So we've already successfully moved into our new building here in Nicholasville at the old NSA building, the National Softball Association building. We're now here. It's Lord's Legacy Life Ministries, our ADT, and our offices are up and going. We have participants down learning and being encouraged and just having a great time as we speak. So there's the old ADT over there in Brandon Crossing while it was under construction. And this is our new building while it was still under construction right before we began here, and everything. It looks quite a lot different now, but it is all cleaned up and nice, and things are really moving smoothly. So where are we now? We currently have 7 residential homes throughout Nicholasville and 1 in Lexington. Over 55 participants attend our Adult Day Training Center. Approximately 60 participants receive services through our Community Supports Department. Some of our participants, staff, this would be an average size group at the ADT. Of course, again, that would be the old building. So let's go over some of our mission, vision, and values. So again, we're a Christian ministry that exists to provide supports to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities by loving like Jesus, challenging towards growth, and equipping them to thrive. John 10:10 says the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy, but Christ, Jesus, he came that they may have life and have it to the full, or have it more abundantly. I always like to say we don't give life, but we help support it. Let's talk about servanthood leadership. Every leader in the ministry will challenge you to grow and be a better, more fulfilled version of yourself. Leaders are at the bottom, acting to train and equip all staff to better operate within their positions. We lead with our actions before we lead with our words. The way that we serve you is the way that you will serve our participants. Brokenness. Nobody is perfect. We lead with an acute awareness of our imperfection and yours. The key to our success here at Lord's Legacy Life Ministries are the relationships that we build, fostering a receptive and trustworthy environment. The greater development of relationship and trust that we can have with our participants and each other, the more successful we'll be in ministry and the service that we provide to our participants. 2 Corinthians 12:9 through 10. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. This is just a great verse representing the humility that we need, being that we're all broken and broken people that come from various backgrounds. None of us are perfect. And this verse is not talking about a weakness like, that is in view negatively, but just recognizing that we're all limited, and we need help just as individuals in life and in general. And when we have that perspective coming into this ministry, we can recognize with humility the way that we can provide supports to our participants who are also in need for help as well. So what can you expect of us? So you can expect us to equip you, guide you, invest in you, provide coaching, reprimand, and feedback when necessary. You can expect us to be imperfect and capable of making mistakes. We will, and we do. You can expect us to respect you fully and value you for the work that you do and who you are as an individual. You can expect us to be accessible to you if you're having difficulties, concerns, or just need to chat. what we expect of you. We will give you the best of ourselves, and we expect you to do the same. We expect you to follow our policies and procedures to make for a more efficient work environment. We expect you to give your absolute best to the participant you're working with. We expect you to come to social events and other opportunities in the ministry that will allow us to connect with you. So Jesus Prom, this would be one of those such events, just one of those events that give us an opportunity to connect with you, connect with our participants. If you were working a particular shift that would correspond with or happen at the same time as the Jesus Prom, you would have access to go and enjoy this event as well. And even if you didn't, you could come and participate and just have a really good time. So the Jesus Prom is an event that Southland Christian Church hosts annually. If you've ever been to a prom, at a high school, it's an event where there's music and socializing and dancing, and this is just a great opportunity for folks all around our community who have intellectual and developmental disabilities to come together and just have fun. This was one of our staff appreciations that we had back in I think it was about 2018. Janine had the vision to just set up a table and just kind of invite everyone to what they called the harvest gathering. Is just, again, probably right there at the beginning of fall, as you can see, with the trees changing their color, and just a wonderful time to just say, hey, we really appreciate you as staff, and we really could not do what we do without your help. So let's talk about the services that we provide. So the waivers. So there's different waiver programs that you need to be aware of. The state of Kentucky offers different waiver programs for individuals with disabilities. The main two waivers we deal with are called the SCL, that's Supports for Community Living, and the MPW, that's the Michelle P. waiver. Each waiver has different services offered, such as residential, day training, and community living supports. Let's talk about the regulations. Although we are a provider, the services we provide, again, we're a provider, the services are regulated through DDID. It's technically DBHDID now. That's the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental and Intellectual Disabilities. So we're regulated by that segment of the state. They set the rules for how services should look. It's our job to teach you how to follow those rules. So what are those requirements? Again, DDID also determines the trainings that all DSPs, that's you, that's a direct service professional, all the trainings that you must go through to be certified to provide supports. When all criteria is met and proper documentation is complete, DDID or DBHDID reimburses us for those services. And the funding is through Medicaid. There are many services and many rules for providing those services. All right, so let's go into what the services are now, starting with community supports. Community supports is one-on-one support between staff and participants. The goal of community supports is to help participants reach their goals and promote community inclusion and independence. Each participant has a set of goals or objectives that they would like to meet. CS, DSPs help participants reach these goals. Residential. We own 6 homes in Nicholasville and 1 in Lexington. Each home houses 3 participants in permanent residency. Residential looks similar to traditional caregiving. DSPs are privileged with providing extensive supports, including cooking, light cleaning, bathing, and administering medication. Day training. Our day training center serves as an education extension. Participants are able to enjoy math, history, reading, and basic life skill lessons. The day training center takes outings as a group into the community, and groups also come into the day training center as well. The day training center serves as a place for participants to grow and thrive. Back to our mission statement. So let's meet the team. John and Janine Mader, again, our founder and CEO, and John, her husband. So the Maders, Janine is our founder and president, like I said, and John works diligently behind the scenes to ensure all of her facilities are well maintained and cared for. Together, they founded the ministry. So Paige Moreland was our executive director. Paige just recently was stepped down from that position due to some things going on in her life. She actually needed to become a caregiver for a family member of hers. So she had to step out for a while. She still helps us around the office and volunteers from time to time. But from her executive director position, she had to step away so that she could provide care to one of her family members. Right now, before we were able to update this slide, we have Heather Goodwill. She is our current executive director and also Janine Mater's biological daughter. All right, the community supports department. Lee manages our community supports department and all of our social media accounts. He and his wife, Tess, have 3 children and live in Nicholasville. This is Tess. She works at one of our homes. If you are a CS community supports DSP, Lee is your direct supervisor. I like to call Lee the Swiss Army knife of the administrative staff. There's almost nothing that he can't do that he doesn't have the tool for the job to help us succeed and accomplish our goals. Mary is our residential coordinator. She makes sure our residential department runs smoothly. Mary wears many hats. She ensures nutritional supports are adequate for each participant. She makes sure all participants' personal shopping is taken care of, as well as providing continuous staff development. Mary is constantly doing things, everything from, again, talking with case managers, going over behavior support plans, person-centered service plans, writing summaries, communicating directly with participants and staff. If you are a residential DSP, Mary will be your direct supervisor. She's been doing this for nearly a decade now, and she has tons of experience in the homes as well. She worked in the homes for, I think, 5 years as a DSP in one of our houses, actually Mill House over in Nicholasville. So Chuck, that would be me. I'm the staff educator here at Lord's Legacy. I just have a heart to invest, to love people and equip them for their roles and empower them and to help serve our participants well. So I like to tell people, whether you're here for 10 minutes or 10 years, I want to add value to your life. And I talk about a heart resume and your paper resume. We want to be able to add true training and education that builds that paper resume, but also the kind of compassion and kind of the intrinsic qualities of caregiving that also build that heart resume in your life. And my goal is to just really provide that training for you as a staff member, but also so that that goes in and really does serve our participants to the best of our abilities. Anna is our compliance officer. I like to call her the compliance sheriff. She makes sure that all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. Anna frequently conducts internal audits and reports back to the team her findings and areas that need improvement upon. She ensures that we stay in compliance with all state regulations. Anna she also manages the staff schedule. So there's times where she might go into a house audit. You might see her there either through Zoom or in person, and she'll go through what we call the audit ready checklist to make sure, again, all of our T's are crossed and all of our I's or lowercase j's are dotted, making sure we have everything in order, all of our paperwork, documentation, so that we're compliant with the state. So Juan here is our day training and community access director. He manages our day training program and makes sure that all of our participants are reaching their goals and thriving. Juan has been in this field for more than 10 years. If you are a day training DSP, Juan is your direct supervisor. Bonnie Parrish. Bonnie is our medical coordinator. Before her promotion, she was a DSP in our residential homes. Bonnie oversees all of our participants' medical appointments, medications, and health changes that they may have. Bonnie spends her free time with her, aka her children, aka her dogs. Here is a fun photo of, I guess, several different events, but several of these photos are where we got to take some of our participants out to a recent carnival, which was really fun. Here's a picture from the ADT, some guys playing chess. Great time. All right, so I'll begin to play a few videos for us now. We'll go into those videos, and as soon as we're done with the videos, that is the end of our orientation slide presentation, and we'll get to going through the handbook, you'll watch the handbook video, and then you'll begin to fill out all the documentation and sign that paperwork. Again, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you on the team. All right, so these videos are just showing some of the things we do day in and day out here at the ministry. That was one of our participants. Her name is Lee Ann. That would have been probably in the community supports department. Lee Ann loves music. One of the questions on her individualized needs training is, when does Lee Ann like to listen to music? And the answer is anytime, all the time. So one of the goals she had, I'm sure, was to go out and enjoy some music. So we had a staff take her out to the guitar center where she got to enjoy some opportunities playing and rocking out on that guitar. So here's another video called Celebration Baptism. This is something we got to participate in and do several years back, and I hope you enjoy it.
I'm Janine Mader. I'm the founder of Lord's Legacy Life Ministries. And I truly feel that God calls us to assure that every person has the opportunity for baptism. Celebration Baptism, the vision behind it was to provide opportunities for individuals that needed the handicap accessibility. What we realized was a lot of our churches did not have accessibility into the baptismal, and so therefore we found an overhead Hoyer lift that would work over top of a portable baptismal and that could break down that barrier and provide that opportunity for our participants. The original intention was to baptize those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And since then, it has become so much more. We're able to connect those that are in the local nursing homes now. We've been blessed to baptize some of those folks. We've baptized children, we've baptized grandparents. Maybe they don't have a church home. Maybe they fear being in front of a large group of people. It's opened up doors for anyone who wants to be baptized.
It's awesome. They just, they give you new life. They're like, okay, this old life, just get rid of it because it's no good. Like I've been just completely cleaned, just everything just cleaned out. All the negative, all the past crazy stuff that I had been through and gone through and did, and just vanished. It just was gone. I was like, wow, I feel new. I feel so new.
Clean.
You're clean?
Clean. Wash the foot, that right hand.
Yeah.
Did you have fun being baptized?
Yeah,
How did it make you feel?
happy.
Happy?
It's the best move you could possibly make. Giving your heart to the Lord and just giving your whole being to the Lord is one of the best feelings in the world.
This is my heart.
Jesus is in right hand. Wow.
Last year, the people who were being baptized were just like, I'm scared. It's like, it's awesome. Don't worry. It's really awesome.
So many times we get focused on their service plan or their goals and objectives, and what they want to achieve, and deep in their hearts they really want to have that spiritual component as well and have the opportunity to be baptized.
All right, so that's such a great video. I love that video so much, hearing Dawn Cooper kind of explain her story from her own perspective and kind of how she articulates her experience here at Lord's Legacy, but also during that baptismal event. Really wonderful. It's why we do what we do. In this video, we are in the ADT, again, at our old facility over in Brandon Crossing, but every holiday or different sporting events, anytime that there's something going on in the community that people are celebrating, we're also going to celebrate that as well and participate in that as well. This would have been probably during the Kentucky Derby. So this is called the Legacy Derby. We were able to have fun at the ADT one afternoon. So we'll go ahead and start this video, and you can kind of see some of the stuff we might be doing in the ADT. All right, so that's a really fun video. Again, the Legacy Derby at the ADT. We'll be doing several events like that throughout the year during holidays and, again, sporting events, different special events that we might be having. So here we go. We have somebody coming in, a group of folks coming in to the ADT. This is a local pastor by the name of Kurt Vernon and worship leader. He's just holding kind of a fun worship service for some of our participants, just a really fun time. So play this video and let you kind of see. It's a short, fun video. So that's a fun video there at the ADT. This one is pretty great. I love this one. This is one of our guys, Ralph, playing Miracle League Baseball. Ralph is just an incredible athlete, and we want to be able to participate and again, just provide support in every way possible. And some of our participants really enjoy sports, and we're able to help connect them into the community, into those sporting programs. Here is Ralph just hitting a dinger, dropping a bomb, out of the park home run at the Miracle League Baseball game. So that's it. That will definitely conclude the training for today. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being with us again. We're excited to have you here, a part of the ministry. And again, we'll move on to documentation and paperwork right now.